Well, here we are in this woodland in Suffolk in high summer, really, and what you can see behind us is trees in full leaf. It's very shady, but if I just take a few steps out into this ash plantation, you can see immediately just how much sunshine we're getting. And the reason for that is not a good reason. It's because there is very little actual leaf cover on these trees because they are succumbing to ash dieback. And joining me now is Austin Brady from the Woodland Trust. Austin, it's not a good look, is it?
It's really looking quite bad here in this particular area of the woodland. Most of the ash trees here are affected by the disease. You can see this tree is desperately putting out epicormic shoots to try and hang on to life. But of course, the top of the tree, like many others around here, has already lost its leaves. It's failed, its buds have failed to flush out. So the ash disease is really taking hold here.
What does it tell us about the spread of the disease and how many trees we're going to lose?
Well, we know from this site that the spores will start to build up in the leaf litter, in the ground. Those spores will spread again to other parts of this woodland. And we know from European experience the disease can spread about 20 kilometres a year across the countryside. So here we need to really understand what's happening and learn from experience and apply that to the rest of the country.
I mean, this disease is marching east to west. Across England, at least. It's been found in Wales too. It just appears to be unstoppable. I guess we just have to look at best ways of managing it at the moment.
I think that's right. I think we have passed the point at which the disease can be eradicated. It's more about, as you say, learning to manage it, finding a way of living with the disease. In a wood like this, we could lose all of the ash trees, but we won't lose the woodland. We've already got natural regeneration of oak. There's a small oak just coming up here.
Yeah, this one's looking pretty healthy, so we'll get something coming in behind.
We will. So as we lose the ash canopy, we'll get some natural regeneration of oak, field maple, hawthorn. We'll still have a woodland, a native woodland. But in other parts of the country where ash is a dominant species and there are less options, the impact could be more dramatic. And of course, in the wider countryside with hedgerow trees, losing the ash there could make a big visual impact on the countryside.
Briefly, Austin, finally, I mean, so many of us like to walk through the woods, particularly in the summertime. The message to people who will be looking for a message from you, the Woodland Trust, to say, what can they do?
We've got to think about the other tree diseases which are on our borders and could potentially affect other parts of our native woods, not just the ash. It really is a case of love it or lose it with our woods. We've got to try and look after them, plant more native trees to, to take some of the impact and connect the woods together and make them more resilient. We don't give up on our woods. We really need to keep fighting for them.
Okay, Austin, thanks very much for that sobering thought, I guess, in what he's saying there. The message we're getting from lots of people is that it's a question of not replacing our ash with ash trees, but looking for something else to be substituted while the science continues to try to find a sort of solution, which means that we will have ash trees in our countryside in the future.